How humans discovered fire, the discovery that changed everything. What if I told you that the most important discovery in human history wasn't the wheel? It wasn't electricity. It wasn't the internet. And without this one discovery, none of those things would exist. In fact, without it, you probably wouldn't exist either. And here's the craziest part. Humans didn't invent it. They found it. Today, we're going back nearly 1 million years to uncover the story of how a terrifying force of nature transformed our ancestors from frightened survivors into the builders of civilization. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why every city, every computer, and every rocket launch can all be traced back to a single flame. Let's begin. Imagine waking up in a world with no electricity, no houses, no supermarkets, no phones, no lights, no way to cook food. As the sun sets, darkness completely takes over. And somewhere out there, hidden by the night, predators are waiting. This wasn't a nightmare. This was everyday life for our ancestors. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived in a world ruled by fear. But then, something happened that changed everything forever. Fire. Now here's something most people don't realize. The first humans had absolutely no idea how to make fire. Instead, they watched nature create it. Imagine a massive thunderstorm rolling across the sky. Lightning strikes a tree. Suddenly, the entire forest explodes into light, heat, smoke, and flames. You've never seen anything like it before. What would you do? Run? Hide? Pray? Our ancestors probably did all three. Because to early humans, fire wasn't useful. It was terrifying. It destroyed forests, killed animals, and transformed entire landscapes into ash. To them, fire may have seemed like magic, or perhaps something even worse. But eventually, something incredible happened. Curiosity defeated fear. Scientists believe that after storms passed and natural fires began to die out, some humans slowly approached the glowing remains. And that's when they made one of the greatest discoveries in history. Fire wasn't just dangerous. It was warm. Think about how revolutionary that realization was. For the first time ever, humans had discovered a source of heat that wasn't the sun. But what happened next changed our species forever. Someone picked up a burning branch. Pause and imagine that moment. That simple action may be one of the most important things any human has ever done. Because at that exact moment, humans stopped merely surviving nature. They began controlling it. And once that happened, there was no going back. Scientists believe humans may have controlled fire nearly 1 million years ago. That's difficult to even imagine. 1 million years ago, there were no cities, no farming, no writing, no civilization. Yet our ancestors were already carrying fire. Archaeologists have discovered ancient fireplaces, burned animal bones, and layers of ash across Africa, Asia, and Europe. These discoveries tell an extraordinary story. Humanity had captured one of nature's greatest powers. But our ancestors had no idea what that tiny flame would eventually become. Because fire didn't just help humans survive. It changed the human body itself. Before fire, humans ate almost everything raw. Raw meat was difficult to chew. Plants were hard to digest. Every meal required enormous effort. Then one day, perhaps by accident, someone placed food over a flame. And everything changed. The food became softer, safer, easier to digest, and far more nutritious, which led scientists to one of the most fascinating theories in human evolution. Some researchers believe cooked food helped our brains become larger. Think about that. Your brain, my brain, every scientific discovery, every piece of art, every civilization, all of it may owe something to cooked food. Without fire, humans might never have become modern humans. But amazingly, cooking wasn't even fire's greatest gift. Safety was. For millions of years, nighttime belonged to predators. Lions hunted. Wolves searched for prey. Darkness itself was humanity's greatest enemy. Then humans discovered something remarkable. Most predators feared fire. A single campfire could protect an entire group. For the first time in history, humans could sleep without constant terror. That small flame wasn't just heat. It was security, protection, hope. And then something happened that may have changed humanity forever. People began gathering around fires. Imagine the scene. The hunt is over. Food is cooking. Children are listening. Adults are talking. Someone laughs. Someone teaches. Someone tells a story. And according to many scientists, these moments may have helped create one of humanity's greatest inventions: language. Think about that. The conversations that made us human may have happened around a campfire. Every story, every joke, every poem, every scientific theory, every great speech in history, all of them may trace their origins back to ancient humans sitting beside a fire. The campfire may have been humanity's first classroom, its first theater, its first social network. And fire wasn't finished transforming humanity. Not even close. Because fire gave humans something they had never possessed before: freedom. Without fire, humans might have remained in warm climates forever. Instead, they crossed mountains, survived freezing winters, explored distant lands. Eventually, humans spread across almost every part of Earth. And everywhere humans traveled, fire traveled with them. Then came another discovery that changed everything again. Humans learned that fire could transform materials. Clay placed into fire became hard pottery. Suddenly, food could be stored. Water could be carried. Communities could prepare for the future. Entire societies became stronger because of a campfire. But humanity was just getting started. Because one day, someone noticed something extraordinary. Certain rocks changed when heated. They melted. They transformed. They became metal. This discovery reshaped human history. Metal tools were stronger. Weapons became more effective. Farming became easier. Food production increased. And soon, entire civilizations emerged. The Bronze Age happened because of fire. The Iron Age happened because of fire. Empires rose because humans learned to control heat. Fire had become technology itself. Then humans discovered they could use fire to reshape the environment. Forests were cleared. Farmland expanded. Food production exploded. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. Cities became civilizations. Ancient Egypt depended on fire. The Roman Empire depended on fire. Medieval kingdoms depended on fire. The Industrial Revolution was powered by fire. And even today, thousands of years later, fire remains one of the most important forces on Earth. It produces steel, generates electricity, powers engines, cooks food, and launches rockets. Which brings us to perhaps the most incredible fact of all. Every time humanity launches a rocket into space, we're witnessing the latest chapter of a story that began hundreds of thousands of years ago. Our journey to the stars didn't begin with computers, or engines, or mathematics. It began with a campfire. So the next time you light a candle, turn on a stove, or sit around a fire with your family and friends, remember what you're really looking at. You're looking at the force that transformed frightened prehistoric humans into the builders of civilization. One discovery, one flame, and the beginning of everything we call human history.